Do you ever notice that when you experience the moments in life where you are just loving, you just love whatever it is that's in front of you, whether it's a thing, it's a place, it's a person, when you are just infatuated with something, and I don't mean in a toxic way, because I don't think it's even possible to be it a toxic way, what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you have no intention of taking from it. You have no intention of getting a return. Like, you are loving, you are infatuated, you want to honor this thing, you want to show your love to this thing, this person, this place, and you don't require anything in return. Because that right there, that is the gift. Loving is the gift. And I think it's very important, I think vital actually, to realize in today's world, and when it comes to this whole journey of discovering yourself and trying to be happier in life and more content in life, I think if we can just collectively take our focus away from ourselves, and I'm not saying neglect ourselves, but all the extra stuff. Like, let's just start with the base, what we're grateful for and what we have. And then after that, ask ourselves how we can live a life that is centered around just loving and giving love. This is what breeds a wonderful community. This is what breeds healing. This is what is able to turn everybody around from their negativity and hating life and focusing on the negativity to actually start to realize just how simple it can be. Just how simple happiness in today's world can be. Because, you can overcome as much as you want in your personal life and become that person. It's a beautiful thing. It's wonderful when you're actually able to raise your awareness and step out of the bitter and the negativity that you created for yourself around your identity and around your ego. This dude interrupted my video by playing with this toy, and now I'm trying to engage and play with him, and look what happens. He don't even care. He's just pinging. His tail is just pinging. Oh, here we go. Are you serious, bro? Like, he got my attention to do this. Whatever. The reason I say it's so simple is for a lot of things, but the one thing I've realized, and so many people will agree with and teach you even, is the focus on negativity is truthfully what drives negativity. And I know that sounds so obvious, but when you're putting it into practice, that's when you realize why it's so difficult for a lot of people. Because just as much as it's addicting to love and to be happy and to be joyous, the opposite is true as well. When we find ourselves in these bitter states, these angry states, we are addicted to them. We would ultimately look back and call them bad. We ultimately label them as, oh, these suck. But we persist them ourselves. Something that should have, we get angry about in a moment and then let it go, we're still talking about, sometimes years later, if we're really being honest with ourselves. And so, to help combat that and to help actually move on again from this negativity is to just focus on love. I used to work a customer service job, and I won't get into detail about what it was, but I will give you this basic idea that it was a job that involved a lot of stress from the customers. Like, what I was dealing in with my customers, they were very stressed out a lot of the times because it was a topic that involved stressful things. And oftentimes, I found myself very upset at work. I found myself having bad days. It was just one of those days. I walked in and I'm like, this is going to be one of those days. And I noticed that the days that I had that were bad, I couldn't really label why they were bad, but I can definitely look back and see, like, geez, if I would have taken a second to just focus on the customer and help them and not look at this as a job and genuinely just look at the human in front of me and understand they're coming here for help, I would have a much better day. In fact, the days that I had that were the absolute best were when I did that, which were most days, I will say. I didn't have a lot of bad days, but I had enough to know what the difference was. In those days that someone would come in, I didn't look at them as a customer. I viewed them as my mother or my brother, my father, my uncle, my aunt, my grandmother, my grandfather, like whoever it is. I viewed them as that because that's what they are. That's what human beings are. And it was so easy for me on the bad days to just absorb this negativity, but not necessarily absorb it in a good way, just get upset about it. Like, this person was being negative towards me, judging me, saying all these things, and I'm just, like, thinking in my head horrible things, and I kind of returned it by being cold to them, even though I was able to, hold it back a lot and bite my tongue. But I realized again, the days that I had where I was trying to help the person, it's almost like that never happened. It's almost like it never happened. The severity of customers, because believe me, if y'all have ever worked customer service, you know what I'm talking about. There are some people that are just like pits. And I'm not trying to put these people down. I'm not trying to make fun of them. I'm not trying to kick them when they're down. Some people are like pits. They are dark pits. There is just nothing that could make them happy, which I disagree with. But for sake of conversation, they walk in and they are just ready to just tear anybody apart, no matter how nice you are to them. However, the days where I felt good and I had been helping people and someone started to do that, it didn't bother me at all. And retroactively labeling that situation from that point of view, that positive one, I looked at that customer and I was like, that wasn't even that bad. They were just a little upset, nothing bad. Versus if I had a bad day and they really got to me, that night when I would look back, I'd be like, wow, they were horrible. They ruined my day. They were all this. And it's just crazy when you put that in perspective to the day you're having and the focus on, did I show love? Because when you show love, you don't ask for anything in return. And I know it's hard to logically wrap your mind around this until you feel it. But even when you are being treated like garbage, even when you're being treated like absolute trash, it still feels good to give love. It can be difficult, but it's only difficult because of what we were taught and what we repetitively did for who knows how many times throughout our life. And that's try to get back at the person. Try to be mean back to the person. Try to get revenge, to where you just continue this anxious loop, this anxious spiral, and this negativity, this cycle of hate and violence. But if you just focus on giving love to whoever it is, listen, I know you probably have a family, you might have a partner, you might have plenty of people that you regularly give love to. That's beautiful. Keep doing that. You do it because it feels good, and that's wonderful. But do it with everything. The things that you think you hate, the things that you would claim you hate, the places you don't like being, the situations you don't find yourself being in, just love them. There is nothing bad about this human experience. There's nothing bad. All that exists is love. Love is so much more than what we think. But love is everything. And I know that might sound like some spiritual, metaphysical jargon, but it's quite literally what we are. We are nothing but love. So if we just start to focus on loving whatever it is that's in front of us, you'll start to see that life settles down. Life becomes a lot more peaceful. The chaos kind of becomes irrelevant. You won't even realize it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good heavens, I should have closed my curtain right behind my monitor because look at it, it's still going out of focus. What if I sit right here? I know, listen, some of y'all, I know y'all are probably video experts and photograph experts. Oh, Anthony, it's really easy to fix. I don't care. I like the lighting in my room. It's just ruining the focus on my webcam. That's okay, though. That's all right. So, anyway, have a good night.